Hello friends, and welcome to a brand new video. I hope you guys are ready and geared for the brand new year. It is your weird creative makeup artist pal Kat to bring you guys a chit chat get ready with me style video. I wanted to talk about things that weirdly give me anxiety. I don't know if it's because of this panoramic city, Pandora Bread Express that we have been living through these past 2 years, but there are just certain things that lately give me anxiety. And they're like weird things. They're not like things that are normal, like the DMV or doctor's offices or breakups. You know, normal things that usually give normal people anxiety. Mine make absolutely no sense, and I just used this primer. It's amazing. I'm also going to be testing out the Makeup Revolution Birds of Paradise palettes because I have not dived into this brand of products, and I saw this at my local store and I was like, oh my gosh, look at those colors. I need it. Anything colorful or unique. It's really hard to find bright colors like this with matte whites in the palette all at once and some chunky glitters. I'm not about these chunky glitters, but these ones, yes ma'am. And there's greens, which is not that common to find in many eyeshadow palettes, I find. So let's try a look today with it. Like I said, things that give me anxiety for no reason. First one being the original Pokemon TV show theme song. I grew up in a very like crying every night, don't want to go to school type of institution of a household. Like I grew up with abuse of all shapes and sizes, verbal, physical, sexual, mental, and I had eating disorders, so it was really hard for me to cope with how am I gonna react to people my age. I'm gonna grab a dark purple from another palette. This is one of those Gotta Agate pressed palette from ColourPop. But I would get so nervous to go to school, and every single time, I'm guessing for at least 2 years straight, before I went to school, we always played Pokemon. Not the card game, we played that too, but the TV show. Gotta catch 'em all. That gives me so much anxiety because it just reminds me, my brain, like, I hate to say it, gets like triggered into this whirlwind, just reminding myself of everything I went through as a child and just the mornings of like struggling to get a toaster strudel in my gut or a Pop-Tart or just some sort of sustenance so that I will be able to not be starving throughout the day, because not every time that I went to school and had lunch, I ate my food. And for some reason, I feel like in high school and right when middle school started was like the time where it wasn't cool to bring your own lunch to school anymore, like it was in elementary. Everything about school just sounds like a struggle to me. I would rather like work for the DMV for a few years than go through school again. So every time I hear that Pokemon theme song with the original Poke Rap, it literally sends my body into overdrive, reminding myself of how terrible that time before school was, when your parents would threaten you to get up in the morning because you had to go. It was so cold, and you had one floor heater that creaked in the house that you hovered over and took turns to dress because it was so cold in the house. So yeah, the original Pokemon theme song, I'm gonna put a link down in below. I hope it doesn't trigger anyone else because again, this is a video about weird anxieties I have that not everybody has. So hopefully it's not a trigger for you. Another thing that awkwardly gives me so much anxiety is the song by Katy Perry called I Kissed a Girl. That song just reminds me of the smell of, like, you know those chapsticks that are like soda, whipped cream, Cheez-It flavored, that like I lived off of in college when this song was really popular? That's what this song smells like to me. And it just reminds me of one of the most depressing times in my life in college, when all of my friends abandoned me and stopped being friends with me over the stupidest stuff. It was dark times. This was the era when like America's Next Top Model and then RuPaul's Drag Race were becoming super mainstream. I kissed a girl and I liked it. I worked at a maternity store, and I think that this song was always blaring there too, which is weird. Yes, I worked in a maternity store, meaning I fitted naked pregnant women all day, every day, and went to college full time. I could look at someone's body and be like, you're a 36 double D. Weird gifts that could get me in trouble nowadays, I feel like. Also, I don't know who came up with this trend, but do you remember back in the day when people used shoelaces as belts? I can't explain to you how much in the pits of my stomach of anxiety this gives me. I'm like, that's not gonna support nothing on me. I don't know about you, but it gives me so much anxiety. You remember when everyone like used their laces as like fashion accessories and like had different colors and they were tied in different ways, and we had those Converse that went up to our literal knees and they had like rainbow laces? That's literally what this reminds me of, and people used laces as belts, and I'm like, why are you doing this? We could just get belts. Is it that I guess it was expensive for the belt. Laces are cheaper than belts. It makes sense in hindsight now, but it's like, it's still like, gives me so much anxiety. I'm like, just get a belt. Can someone get these children belts? We don't need to be using laces as belts. I hate it. All right, I'm gonna grab the color Island from this palette because I'm an island girl. No, I'm not. What's with the singing today? Anyways, maybe this is another throwback to a terrible retail job I had, but I cannot tell you how much anxiety is triggered in my brain when I take a whiff, just a hint. I know one of these scents is still not discontinued. It's still at Miss Bath and Body, Build-A-Bear Girl, Everyday Works. Japanese cherry blossom and cucumber melon are disgusting and harass my sense of smell. I absolutely hate these scents. They give me so much anxiety. I cannot tell you how many times I had to rub these scented lotions in people's actual crevices of their fingertips. And I worked at Build-A-Bear Bath and Body Girl Works, and it was fun, but like these scents, the worst parts of my job. I absolutely hated these scents. Third running mate to these scents is warm vanilla sugar. Absolutely smells like the girls who think they're grown enough to date older men when they're like 16. That's what that smells like. That Island is too cool tone. I'm gonna go in with Tail Feather instead. It's giving more life to my eyes. I feel like I'm painting Corpse Bride onto my actual eyelids right now. I don't know what I'm doing today. I'm gonna use the color Hot Tropic over this purple to hopefully save the day. Yes, love. I love this. This is gorge. Anyways, when I tell you that people purposely burned their mouths in middle school with this, that gives me so much anxiety, and they're still being sold, I feel like, but not as popular as they used to be. But the Listerine strips, do y'all remember that? They even had little balls of them, but the strips specifically, you put them on their tongue, they invaded the space and privacy of the roof of your mouth, burned it like none other. It was like if you had a curling iron burn on the roof of your mouth, and we purposely did this to ourselves, putting this horrendous piece of minty, not freshness in our sinus cavity mouths. I hated it. Why? Why? We weren't looking for fresh breath. We were looking for something that was like a drug high, I feel like, when we use these. It's giving like Joe Exotic, the exchange of these Listerine strips in middle school. They were like currency. Now the girls are gonna be really upset about this, but I don't care. And I'm talking about the boys and girls during the holiday seasons when they are trying to do makeup effects. I say try because they start gluing literal random objects onto their face, splattering blood on it, fake blood, I hope, and calling it a look, like a makeup effects look. If you go to makeup school, a good one, they're gonna tell you how horrendous that is, how unsafe it is. You could literally stab yourself. Like, I know that putting candy canes in your nose close to your eye and not in your eye or on it, and putting like actual Christmas tree ornaments looks good to you, but you're automatically not going to be taken professional if you do this, and it's super dangerous to teach people and spread this around the internet. And you're automatically not going to look professional in the professional makeup industry field. If you want to work in the professional makeup industry, especially in film and television, they're not going to take you professionally if you have this in your portfolios, if they find it of your work online. It's just not the tea. It's just not good. Now, I can't be the only one who has been affected by this panoramic city, but coughs affect me. When I hear coughs in the public spaces, the rare few times I go out, it affects me. I'm not talking about a normal cough with your mask on. I'm talking about those coughs that like sound like they're part of an orchestra, and they sound like they're wet. They've got some mucosities living in your system, and they just don't sound like a normal cough. It triggers my anxiety like none other, and I've been attacked by mosquitoes. It's been 84 degrees here during Christmas in Texas. I'm not okay with it, and it's the hottest in Texas history during December on Christmas. It's not cool. And listen, I know people have asthma, people have got situations, and people are gonna think this video is negative, but you know what? I'm venting. And we're gonna try new things today. I am going to put some MAC strobe cream on my face first, and then a full coverage foundation, just to see if we could get some illumination through a matte coverage foundation today. MAC strobe cream, I feel like, is so underrated as well. Speaking of Pandora's box happening throughout this world right now, I cannot tell you, even before the plague started, like, I was so anxious about cruises. I've never been on a cruise, and I never want to go on a cruise. The idea of cruises sounds like the beginning to a horror movie, and I'm just not about it. I don't ever want to go on a cruise. Don't invite me to a cruise. If you're getting married on a cruise, I'm sorry, I will be there in spirit. Just do not, no, I don't want to. Cruises just sound so terrifying to me. It sounds like the worst part of a Las Vegas Strip hotel on water, when me, myself, and I already get the worst type of seasickness. I am never gonna go on a cruise. It's just not gonna happen. If you see me on a cruise, chances are I was paid to be there, or I'm being held hostage and forced to. The amount of like stories I've heard about trafficking and cruises and people going missing and mysterious murders, people being thrown off ships, it's just not the vibe. I don't want to bring that in my life. Cruises are like on the top of lists of anxiety levels for me. Like, I know a lot of people go on them, good for you, I'm happy for you, literally, but I could never. You would have to pay me a large sum of money to go on a cruise, and I'm not paying for my ship tickets to go like to my watery grave. No. You know what gives me so much anxiety? Professional trained animal handlers. Like, we all saw what happened to Mr. King of the crocodiles from Australia. Steve Irwin, sir, rest in peace. One of the most lovely humans I feel like that was ever born on this planet, literally deceased. And he was a professional animal handler and still died from these animals he handled. Have you seen that TikTok of the girl who's like a professional reptile handler in like at this certain zoo during a kid's party, where she was like with the alligators or crocodiles and got her hand stuck in its mouth and like had to roll the death roll with it? I just, zoos and like seeing professional handlers of animals, we don't know what's going on in that brain of theirs. No, it gives me so much anxiety. I feel like I'm about to be on one of those viral videos of like something bad about to happen every single time I'm in a situation where I can see a professional animal handler. And I'm not talking about Miss Joe Exotic, not considered a professional animal handler. I'm not talking about Miss Carolyn Baskins. No. I'm talking about the Steve Irwins of the world. I'm talking about the ones at the zoos. Like, you know those people that go to Florida to like have some wildlife fun and like see actual crocodiles? That's not gonna be me. I'm gonna be the one who's like there for the Disney spirits, the Disney vibes. Ooh, I like how this is turning out so far. Maybe it's because I'm going into this New Year's like cautious, because it's 2022, like second time around it sounds like, with everything going on. But like, I'm just gonna be cautious, tiptoeing my way into the new year. And listen, I am not said germaphobe. I don't believe I am, but buffets, no. Why? Can I order a menu? Can I have a menu? I don't want a buffet. I don't want it. If you're gonna have to feed me food with like literal sneeze guards on it, if I have to wait in line to grab something from like a bowl with like 20 people I don't even know their names in a room, anxiety attack. I just don't want buffets anymore. One thing that sets me off and it makes no dang sense, is 30-day free trials. Like, you know, some people, I'm not one of those people that's going to go through the rigmarole of like making 4 different email accounts just to keep redoing that 30-day trial. Do y'all keep a planner of these 30-day trials? Because I get so much anxiety that I'm gonna miss the 30 days and the next charge is not gonna be the charge that they suggest or say that they're gonna give to me, but that charge is gonna be like $100. Like, I don't care if it's Netflix, Hulu, I don't care if it's like something reliable. Like, the free trials does not sound legit. Does not sound legit. No. I'm scared. I don't want it. I don't want the free trial. Just, when are you gonna take my money? Is it gonna be during the 30 days? Is it gonna be after the 30 days? I don't know the exact day. I'm never gonna remember that day. I'm literally gonna remember when's my next dentist appointment annually or every 6 months. I'm gonna remember that over when my 30-day free trial ends. It's just not, no. When I tell you the terror that goes across my brain space when I have to hard-boiled eggs, which is every single week, so much anxiety. Hard-boiling eggs, just so much anxiety. I cannot explain to you how many pans I've destroyed over forgetting about that I'm hard-boiling eggs because I don't trust buying already hard-boiled eggs that they sell in the grocery store, even if it's from the Queen of Texas herself, Miss H-E-B. Like, hard-boiling eggs, I feel like I've got to do it myself. It's a task that I'm always going to forget about, and I'm just going to fail at life at. Remembering that I have hard-boiled eggs cooking in my kitchen. I'm going to forget it, almost burn the house down. Sometimes I'll try to set timers, so like 50% of the time though, I'll just forget and it's like terrible. Am I an adult? I don't know. Speaking of makeup, what we're doing right now is putting on the makeups, ma'am. But Mousse foundations, y'all remember the Dream Matte Mousse that like literally had the entire hold on the beauty community before it became toxic? When the beauty community first started, we all smeared this frosting like texture, disgusting foundation on our face. And what reminds me of that now, what's currently trending is Miss liquid to powder foundations. Mousse foundations and liquid powder to foundations give me so much anxiety, I can't even explain it. Maybe it's because I'm a dry skin like queen, but you will not catch me using a liquid to powder foundation or Miss Mousse foundation. Not gonna happen. No, the anxiety, I'm not here for it. They should give you like a coupon for therapy with that Mousse Maybelline foundation. I'm not even joking. Could we talk about songs that are so repetitive it makes you want to go mental that give me anxiety? Has anyone else not forgiven Nicki Minaj for the song You a Stupid Hoe? Is she okay? That song makes me spiral. I don't like it. No, but is Nicki Minaj okay? Because I love the Monster song. So good. I feel like she does better on like tracks with other people than her own. Or is that just me? Because she's an exquisite rapper and when she appears in other people's tracks. Because I'm Nicki Minaj, Nicki Lewinsky, Nicki the Harajuku Barbie. Am I going to try to put on purple highlight? Yes. Does it smell like beautiful flowers? Yes. Should I be putting on purple highlight? Probably not, but I don't care. Oh, spicy, so good, so good. Of course it has to be on the upper lip. It has to. Oh my goodness. I love. Yes, I'm putting foundation on my lips while putting shoelaces as a belt. Yes, little twin star gloss. This has like purple and pink reflex in it and it's so gorgeous. When I tell you those is it Louis Vuitton, Christian Louis Vuitton? Yes, those red bottom shoes give me so much anxiety because I cannot see myself or any human being able to walk in them. Don't you have to scuff the bottom of the shoe to walk in it or no? Every single time I see someone purchase these shoes, these death traps on your feet, they say how uncomfortable they are. And they sound the price of a literal like monthly mortgage, house mortgage payment for these shoes. That hurt. Like if someone bought me that shoe, the amount of anxiety, they just looking at them, the beautiful red bottoms, scuffing it, walking in it, not be able to walk in it, maybe hurting, just so much anxiety. Listen, I might look like I bruised my eyes, but I'm having fun. One thing that gives me anxiety, cottage freaking cheese. Who made this? What is it made for? Why do people put sugar or fruit on it and some people put salt and pepper on it? It doesn't taste good. People are like, but it has no flavor. Yes, it does. It's in my nightmares and haunts me, the flavor of cottage cheese. People actually, as a healthy alternative, use this instead of ricotta. Ricotta? Ricotta. Ricotta? Offensive. I can eat ricotta by the spoonful. Cottage cheese? No. Canceled. Not about cancel culture, but cottage cheese should be. It gives me so much anxiety. I'm so nervous when I go to people's houses or if they're gonna feed me food, if there's cottage cheese involved in it. I don't want it. When people are explaining a diet to me that they're on that's working and that's successful, the amount of anxiety I get hoping that they don't mention Miss Cottage Cheese. And I hate that it's used as offensive, like fat shaming word as well. Another food group that gives me anxiety, cauliflower rice. I feel like you can make pizza crust, mashed potatoes, rice bowls out of cauliflower rice, and I'm very familiar with it, not because I'm low carb, but because I'm actually allergic to rice. I love cauliflower, but cauliflower rice, there's something that's another funky level to it, and not the good funky that's like a good expensive cheese that's a little funky and tastes delicious. I'm talking about funky as like you can make it literally like the most delicious wedding cake or pizza out of cauliflower rice, and I'm still gonna be able to tell you just by one taste that there's cauliflower rice in it, and it's something different than just cauliflower that's into rice. It's not rice, it's not cauliflower, it's just not of this world. I feel like cauliflower rice, you know how they said aliens exist? I feel like they made cauliflower rice and just put it on this planet. Where'd it come from? Why is it here? It doesn't taste like anything great. It's horrendous to me. I try so hard. I've even blended it with actual mashed potatoes. Maybe I could put some vegetables in my diet. Maybe it'll taste like a potato if you mix it. Maybe it's like tofu. You mix it with stuff and it'll taste like it. No, I can still taste the cauliflower in it, and it really makes me anxious. If they start making carrot rice and green pea rice and other rices out of vegetables, I am going to lose my mind and never go to the grocery store again. And if you tell me cauliflower rice tastes like actual rice, I think you're a straight up liar and I don't trust you. I'm sorry, it's just not it. Maybe it's my Japanese heritage shining through because and it's depressed that I can't eat rice anymore, and it's so like enjoys traditional white rice that it's like, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. I don't care how healthy it is. I don't care if it makes me lose 20 pounds with one bite. Just cauliflower rice is not it. Now, speaking of anxiety and stuff that makes you like want to lose your mind, I'm about to use some jewel stones on my eyes. This is so hard. Why am I making this harder? Speaking of jewels like this, when people I've seen this holiday season, I have no talents to do this, I feel like, or I just don't have, honestly, the patience. When y'all make like a Yoda look or like a Grinch look or something completely out of gemstones like this, anxiety through the roof. Like, I don't think I have the patience. I'm scared of it getting in people's eyes. That many gemstones, like, how do you take it off? How actually do you take it off? Do y'all have like some express car wash system that takes your makeup off when it's completely covered in gemstones like that? What kind of glue do y'all use? I'm just using lash glue, but do you have to have industrial grade glue for that? Does YouTube and Instagram give you all free therapy after this look? Cause I would need it. How many days did you stay there and fall asleep with stones on your face underneath your makeup chair? Cause I couldn't do that in like just one sitting. I feel like I would die doing that. Another thing that gives me so much anxiety, which I never thought of, because I'm the type of person who I can eat or drink, I should say, so much caffeine. Imagine me just eating spoonfuls of coffee. No. Don't do that. But I could literally drink 2 cups of coffee, have 2 shots of espresso, be fine. But for some reason, these energy drinks lately, I grew up on them, but my body cannot take it. My heart starts racing. Even the weak energy drinks are considered the more healthier, weak, more natural. I don't know what a natural energy drink is, but these companies claim, like, I love Alani drinks and they've sent me some, but it's like, for some reason, lately, the Alani's, like I could only drink half of it before my heart starts like going crazy, and it's not cute. Definite literal gives me anxiety. I feel like some people it's normal for energy drinks to give them anxiety, but it's not normal for me. And speaking of anxiety, Inspector Gadget, the intro to that TV show, the animation when I was younger, same as Pokemon, the original. Wow, how I said no. I'm gonna do the other eye of Jules and put some false lashes on, and we will be back, okay? And just like that, we have completed today's look. I know this look isn't for everyone, but I love it. It looks angsty, smoky, purpley, like a purple haze. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I had so much fun talking with y'all, random things that give me anxiety. Coming into the new year, thank y'all again so much for watching and supporting this channel. Again, we have an Amazon wish list down below. I do Amazon lives and we have a PO box. I hope to see you soon because we do videos every Monday and Friday here on this channel. So come back for more. Thank you so much for hanging out today and I love y'all. Bye.